up, mushroom fans? It's Desert Alchemist, and today in the White Mountains we found a big cauliflower mushroom way early in the season. These are not supposed to be growing right now, but they were. We're going to cook a small piece of it. This is just 1/3 of the whole mushroom. And so for the purposes of the video, we're going to cook it. And traditionally, when you get this mushroom in the wild, which I have described in other videos, it basically looks like a brain with leaflets, ruffled leaflets growing on the floor. It looks like a little brain, or like a sort of like a coral, and it has a very distinct smell. Very good mushroom. This one was getting dry, so as you can see, it was starting to get dark brown. When you find these and you take them home, usually you want to cut off the root, the thick part. You want to cut it off, and what you want to do, if you have time, is you want to soak it in salt water. This will help get all the insects out of the mushroom and kind of clean it up for you. So you'll want to soak it in there. All the little insects will start coming out, and all the dirt. It's easier to clean, but sometimes I just take it and throw it right on the pan, because I don't mind the dirt or the bugs. But for the purposes of the video, we're going to do that. We're going to soak it in here, and as you can see, some of the debris is already coming out, all the wood starting to float to the top, and then all the little insects will come out, because there will be a lot of spiders and insects that want to live. Okay, so once it's been soaking and it's clean, you'll want to take a piece off and make sure you try to get everything out, but it's never going to be perfect. Cauliflower is always full of little pieces of wood and things like that. It's just expected. You won't be able to taste it when you cook it, but when you get scraps from the cauliflower mushroom, if you live up here in Show Low, you can grab these little scraps and throw them outside in the yard. If it's raining, there's a chance you might get a cauliflower in your yard. So I would bury the mycelium somewhere close to a log, a big log, so that it has the humidity and protection from the log. You might get one, but anyways, we're gonna take these mushrooms, take the cauliflower, we're gonna slice it into pieces, and when you cook it, it's gonna it'll shrink into nothing. But you basically want to cut the mushroom up. It's got the texture of stroganoff noodles. It kind of looks like stroganoff noodles. It smells delicious. This is my favorite mushroom in the whole world. I don't know if I expressed that enough before, but my favorite mushroom ever, and it's got the most amazing taste in the whole world. So very excited to cook this for you guys on video for the first time. So what you're gonna need too is you want some fresh garlic. You're gonna want salt, pepper, a little bit of red wine to mix in with the mushroom. So if you have all that stuff handy, then you can prepare to start making a good meal. But we're gonna get ready to throw this in the pan. Remember to try to use real butter, it's better. And we're gonna guide this process step by step, so keep watching. Okay, once you have your garlic minced, make sure you mince it really small so that it releases all its flavor into the butter. You want to heat up the butter, let the garlic cook in it so that it absorbs the full flavor of the garlic. Oh, there's an insect. And just want to let it warm up, heat it up, and cook it. It's going to fill your kitchen with a really nice aroma. But we want the butter to melt and soak in all that flavor from the garlic before we throw our cauliflower in here. So just gonna mix it around and wait for it to melt. Alright, once the butter is melted and the garlic's in there infused, you want to throw all your cauliflower in here as much as you can. It's going to shrink to nothing, so keep that in mind. it feels like you have a lot in there, there isn't a lot. It's going to shrink really quickly. So you want to throw it in here, mix it up, and then cover it with a lid so that it cooks well and steams. Okay, when that's cooking, we're going to add a little bit of pepper and some salt. Then we're going to mix it all up really well and cover it. Let it cook for a little while, and then we'll check on it in a couple minutes. Okay, so we're checking in on the mushrooms, and as you can see, it releases a lot of water, and they've significantly shrunk. This is not a problem. All mushrooms will release water when you cook them. So you just want to cook them until the water is gone. If they release a lot of water, then you want to pour the water out. Otherwise, it will make the mushrooms taste pretty bland. Once your cauliflower has been cooked and the water is pretty much evaporated, we're going to add our final touch, and that is just a little splash of red wine. This will give the flavor, enhance the flavor of the cauliflower mushroom and make it taste super unique. You want to mix that around, make sure it all catches that flavor, and then shortly after this, should be ready to eat. So at least we're gonna let your friend try it and see what she thinks of it.
Oh my gosh, they do look like noodles, don't they? Oh, I love the texture. And the wines. Thank you.
And that's how you cook the cauliflower.